Just wanted to do an introduction to the channel, Reflect and Reframe. I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for a while now, maybe like a year, best part of a year anyway. But I just keep putting it off and putting it off, and I don't know why. I suppose I'm just nervous to get in front of the camera, in case I don't know what to say or people judge me and think, what's he talking about, blah blah blah, which is obviously just that little bit, that voice in your head that's keeping me from doing stuff, which is basically why I wanted to start the channel, because I feel like I have been on a bit of a journey for the past couple of years, and I'm definitely at a good stage in life where I feel like I'm on top of my mental health, and I just want to share the stuff that I've learned so I can hopefully help somebody else out there. So that's the main reason I started the channel. At first, I was wanting to do like videography stuff on the channel, and maybe like vlog type stuff. But I think maybe a podcast suits me better, because I would like to just talk and be as raw and authentic as possible, basically. So that's why I started it, and the plan with it is just to, as I say, upload regular stuff on it, try and share some stuff that I've learned. Hopefully other people get inspired or find some sort of value in it and find something that they can help themselves with. As I said at the start, just a wee second, I need to put my timer on. The Fujifilm camera only lasts for half an hour before it stops recording, so I don't want it to stop recording. Yeah, what I was saying there was, like, if I'm sure there's many people out there in the same boat as me, you've maybe had an idea for a while and you want to start it, and a lot of people probably want to start YouTube channels. So if you've had a dream for a while and you want to start it, but you have that wee voice in your head sort of holding you back, telling you shouldn't do it because you get judged, or you're going to look stupid, or it's not perfect, like, you need to realise that is just a voice. That's just something deep down inside you that is trying to hold you back. And most people have got it, I would say. It's just the world we live in these days. We've been raised on other people's beliefs and what society thinks you should be like, so maybe you're afraid to totally put yourself out there and you think you're weird or different or whatever. Everybody is unique and different, but you're not that different from everybody else, because we're all got the same stuff going on. And I feel like you need to really dig deep and push past the discomfort of wanting to put yourself out there in case you look stupid, because on the other side of that discomfort is the growth that you need. Like, we're so used to comfort, and that is a lot of the reason why we don't grow, because it's scary to think about something that you can't reference or draw some sort of assumption about, or not assumption, but basically because it's brand new, you don't know what it is, it's unknown to you, so that feels scary to the ego inside you, I would say, where it's like, don't do that, that's scary, it's your basic survival instinct. Although instead of when they were cavemen and they were having to use that survival instinct would kick in when they seen a bear or whatever, ours are now kicking in for reasons that I would say it's just the way the generations have went with the internet, social media, we're just programmed to think that we're going to be judged, that other people out there are better than us. And you're just holding yourself back in life. So you need to push past the discomfort. If you know deep down there's somewhere you want to be, and there's another you that you want to be, the you that is your true self, the one that you've always known, the gut feeling that you've got and your intuition, that's the real you. But then you start having those thoughts, the negative thoughts, self-doubt, and you just talk yourself out of it. And then it's like, oh, one day I'll do this, one day I'll do that. But you need to change that one day to day one. And you need to just start. And that's something I've been having to tell myself for, as I said, at least a year or two now, with wanting to do this. But you just need to start. Like, I don't know why I'm so afraid of looking at the camera and speaking into it. Like, it's just a camera and I'm just speaking. But it's because I'm already making the assumption of, in the future, other people are going to judge me. When I don't know what other people are thinking. We can't tell other people's thoughts. And just the same as we can't control other people's thoughts. So why are we so worried about trying to control the future when we know that's never going to be able to happen? And while we're too busy thinking about the future, we're not living in the present moment. So basically we're just living inside our own heads instead of living life right now, because the present moment is the only moment that ever comes. By the time it gets to the future, it's the present moment again. So you need to just really focus on staying in the present moment and try your best to stop living in your head. Like, catch those thoughts that when they come in your head, like, oh, don't do this. And then when you realise that you've said in your head, don't do this, just observe that thought and just allow it to be there, because you can't be the thought if you observe it. Like, if you observe that thought and say, well, that's just a thought, it isn't me, I'm the one who's looking at the thought. And then that brings you back to realising, hang on a minute, I am just aware, like pure awareness. And that's a scary concept, and one that people might struggle to grasp at first. But when you constantly bring yourself back to the present moment and just be the observer of whatever is happening in the present moment, then it's a good way to stop living in the future and stop regretting the past of, I should have did this, I should have done that. Because if you're constantly in either of those states, then you're totally missing out on life right now. And we all do it. I've, since moving country a few months ago and leaving my wife and I's nice comfortable life behind, I've had a few ropey days where I'm just too busy living in the future thinking, what if this happens, what if that happens, what if I can't get a job, what if. Like, you see how many of those what ifs are going on in your head, and you need to change that to a so what. Like, so what if it doesn't work out the way that you wanted it to work out? Then that's a perfect opportunity to learn and then grow again even more. So what if I do this YouTube video and it isn't perfect? It doesn't need to be perfect. Like, that's just my own insecurities like, oh, that needs to be perfect so I don't get judged, or that needs to be perfect so such and such like it or whatever. But really, it's just that bit inside that's scared of seeing what's on the other side of the discomfort. When I know it's growth, so I know I need to push myself through it to better myself and be the most authentic person I can be to myself. Because if I'm constantly pushing down that intuition that is ultimately me, then all I'm doing is holding myself back in life, and I owe it to myself to not hold myself back. We all do. Why would you purposely hold yourself back from getting to where you want to be? Like, you need to practice self-love. And I know it's hard. Thankfully, I've gotten to the stage where I know I do love myself. I love myself enough to not let myself get trapped in my own head with all these thoughts, because I know that's not the best thing for me, and I need to bring myself back to the present moment, because ultimately that is going to help me in the long run. And I care about me. I'm proud of where I've got to today, and I want to get to where I want to be, and I want to get back to being my true self. So damn right, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna take care of myself, and I'm gonna keep pushing myself over those humps, because I know what lies behind them is growth. And I think we all deserve to accomplish those dreams that we have. And there is enough for everybody. You might think certain markets are saturated, so you put yourself off of doing it. But everybody, like, you are unique. If you're trying to be somebody else or comparing yourself to somebody else, then you're never going to be them, so you're always going to be second best. But you are unique in your own way, and you are you better than anybody else. So you need to just be you. If you're constantly putting yourself down, I highly recommend that you start looking into ways, or why that is. Like, ask yourself, why am I putting myself down? And then just waiting to see if an answer arises inside. Like any little voice, it's like, oh, it's because you suck. So it's like, okay, why do I suck? Who's telling me I suck? Because I guarantee no one else outside is telling you suck. It's just you. So you suck because of this, you suck because of that. Like, dig deep for those answers. Write them down. Start to look at them and observe them. And then just accept that that's all they are. They're just beliefs. They've probably been stuffed away down inside, and they don't like to be questioned. But you owe it to yourself to question them. And I think that is another great way to grow and reflect on all these beliefs that you have. So then you can start to reframe all the things that you tell yourself, and you can change your perspective on things to ultimately better yourself. Like, just start something. If you've got a project that you want to work on, or a dream you want to work on, start it. Just start today. Start small and just keep on doing it consistently, and trust that it will become a habit. If you do it consistently, it will become a habit. You'll get better at it. You'll start feeling more confident. Think of it as weights. If you go to the gym and you lift weights, you don't just jump in with the heaviest weight. Start with the lightest weight you can do, and then you do the repetitions, and then you get stronger. And that's how you grow. Put in the small reps until you grow. It's going to be the only way you can do it. You can't skip to the end. You can't skip to where you want to be. You need to put in the work. And you need to find a way to stay disciplined. I'm really bad at not staying disciplined myself. I wish I was one of those, like my flatmate. He's so disciplined. He's training for a marathon. And he is training at least 5 or 6 days a week out a run. If it's pissing the rain, he is out there running. He's so disciplined. And he writes his lists of stuff. He's got to-do lists every day, which I've struggled to get into the to-do list thing, but I really think it would be a great benefit. But yeah, you need to try and stay consistent. I mean, it doesn't need to be every day. You can do it 3 days a week, whatever, just as long as you consistently do it and trust that it will get better and it will get easier and you will get one step. Every rep you put in, you're getting one step closer to your goal. So yeah, that was just a long drawn introduction to the channel, and hopefully something resonated with you, and if it did, that's great. Yeah, like even doing this little video, I already feel more relaxed and I can talk to the camera a bit easier. I have been practicing, or not practicing, I have been recording myself a few times, just speaking about stuff and then just getting familiar with it. So the first rep that you do doesn't need to be put on YouTube. You can do reps until you get to a level where you feel confident enough, and then you can start uploading or doing whatever. You can start showing it to people or putting it online, whatever it is you're trying to do. You can practice it like anything else you would need to practice. Like you couldn't just, when you were young, you didn't just be able to ride a bike, you had to practice. So just keep practicing, stay consistent, do it for yourself. You owe it to yourself. But yeah, just take care, show yourself some self-love, and check in for yourself on a regular basis. Okay, peace. Nah, I don't want to say peace. Peace, does peace work? Yeah, peace.
I can't stop a crying.